Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July the 6th, 2021. My name is Shelly, and this is my channel, Proverbs 31:22. If you're new here, this is a channel where I share about everything that I'm stitching on, be it quilting or sewing or cross-stitch, sometimes tatting, but not very often. So anyway, I'm glad that you all are here, and it's wicked hot here in Northwest Alabama. It's hot and it's humid. We usually have about maybe 2 weeks out of the year where, it's stifling hot with the humidity and stuff. Nowhere near as long and as horrible as Louisiana is, which is where I was born and raised. So, when people up here complain about the humidity, I'm like, yeah, I know it'll be over real quick comparatively. So, but it is hot today. I went out to Project Linus. This is my first time to go and sew with my Project Linus buddies in over a year. I think the last one that I had gone to was in February of 2020. And so they did meet last month, but I was not in town for that. I was in Louisiana. So today was my first time, and I was excited to be able to get back with those ladies and sew. And so if you don't know about Project Linus, it is a nonprofit organization made up of volunteers that call themselves blanketeers. They either make quilts or crocheted blankets, fleece blankets, little receiving blankets, anything like that. There's usually like a smallest size that you can do. But anyway, I volunteer with Project Linus. And so I'll show you what I worked on today. One of the things that I worked on today. If you're returning, you've seen this one before. If you're new, you haven't. This was, every year they do a fundraiser to, what it is you get a pattern, and it's a mystery quilt, and it's like $15 for the pattern. And then at the end of it, you can enter your finished quilt into a contest where people have to vote for their favorites. So it's another little fundraiser. This is from several years ago, so I definitely didn't enter it into the contest, but I'm gonna scoot back and I'll have to show you probably in sections. So it's sort of an Irish chain with trees and cabins and bears and bear paw pattern, I think is what it's called, quilt blocks. So I had finally finished quilting it earlier this year, but I had not put the binding on. And I really don't have any excuse because I haven't been working since November. But I don't know, when I don't have that monthly sew time, it just sort of, I don't know. It just sort of goes on the back burner, unfortunately. But anyway, I put the binding on today. And after years and years and years of, doing my binding by hand, I've started sewing it with the machine. So what I'll do is I'll sew, instead of usually you sew it to the front and fold it to the back and hand stitch it. I sew it to the back and then fold it to the front, and then I blanket stitch it. You can just straight stitch it, but I find this is a little bit more forgiving, like it hides the little spots where it's not quite perfect. And it also just gives it a neat little decorative, extra little touch. So I usually do it, I think, a little bit narrower and a little bit further apart. But today when I was at Linus, I just turned on my machine to that stitch. It's a blanket stitch. And I didn't adjust anything because I wasn't sure exactly what I usually do it at. So that did take a little while, but it's still quicker than doing it by hand. So I worked on getting that done. And then I have a couple of panels that were donated with some fabric. Kind of coordinates with it. I have to make the panels a little bit bigger. Like our smallest size we can do is 36 by 36. So I think the panels are like 23, yeah, almost 23 inches. So I'm having to add borders to it, and then I will sandwich it and just straight line quilts it on my sewing machine. So that's what I did today. I have been working on the pineapple quilt on the wall behind me. I've gotten a couple more blocks done, and then the little sets of strips, I sort of went through the strips that I had left and went ahead and paired up 12 of each, 12 of them, so that I wasn't getting to the end and then had all orange left or all pink left or whatever. So I've got 6 more blocks to do. So I'll have a 4x4 center of the blocks, and then at the top and the bottom only, I'm going to put one single block in the center, and then add material, background fabric to make, to get to the edges, and then that'll make it a little bit longer. And I'll also add some borders to the around it. So that's what I've been doing quilting wise. Stitching wise, I've been stitching away. So I've been doing pretty good at keeping up with my my goals that I set. The only thing is I haven't really been, like these 2 days, I didn't stitch on my my rotation pieces. So, kind of do my sows first. Anything that I have a deadline or want to keep caught up on before I work on the daily rotation pieces. Sometimes they get left out. But so today I did stitch a little while this morning before I went to Linus. I started a new piece for Jolly July and Magazine Monthly Challenge, and then I stitched some on Elizabeth Weston, and then this kitting up the August calendar. I actually did that yesterday. So I'm just gonna go through. I have my little tote that I showed a couple of videos ago, where I have all of my project bags. Not all of my bags, all of my bags for the week. And so I'm just gonna go and just start pulling them out. Nothing's ironed. I don't even, well, I can use this board right here. So I did stitch a little bit yesterday on Shabby Advent Calendar, and I am on number 6, which is the Santa. And so these I work on Mondays. And I'll work on number 6 every Monday of this month until it's done. Hopefully I'll get finished with it before the end of the month so that I can work on something else, for the other Mondays. But we'll see. And this is what I got done. So I like to try to, on the first day that I'm stitching on it, just get the corners and the little number at the bottom done, at the very least, and then, then I just have to fill in the picture. So these are stitched on an 18 count Ada from Hobby Lobby. It's got a little bit of, shimmer to it. It's called Natural Star. And I'm using my own choices of DMC for this. These are some of the ones that I'm using, and then there's Blanc also, which I ran out last night, so I have a new skein I need to put on here. So I worked on that last night, and then this morning I started I just realized I don't have my tablet, but I can show you on my phone. So I started a new Jolly July Magazine Monthly Challenge piece. And it is a little star ornament. So I access all of my magazines through Readly, and you'll see in the description box below there is a link. I didn't realize that they had affiliate links, but they do. So there's an affiliate link in the description box below. But you sign up with that link, you get a free month. And I guess if you, I don't know if it automatically gives me a free month as well, or if you have to actually, go past the first month that's free before I get a free month. But anyway, regardless, I mean, if you like magazines and you don't want to, and you don't mind having them on a device, I highly recommend Readly because there's a ton of different kinds of magazines, not only crafting, there's just all kind of things in there. Science things, car things, hunting things. And you can like bookmark things. And so that's what I'm looking for right now is a bookmark with a pattern that I started this morning. And it's this one right here. And so let me pull my little sheets. So if you're new here too, I'm a little anal with planning and stuff. And so I have these little sheets that I plan all of my projects on. And the back side has the called for flosses and then my choices of what I used. And so this evergreen star ornament is stitched on a piece of 32 count woodshelt linen. And I started stitching on it this morning and made a mistake and had to frog, but there is a little bit of progress that you can see. And so I just pulled some little fancy flosses from my stash and got a little start on it. So I'm making these, making ornaments for my grandsons. So I stitched on that. I don't think I stitched on anything else Christmas-wise yet. I've got a couple of things kitted up, but I haven't started stitching on anything yet. And I just put all of my little Christmas patterns in this little Christmas project bag that I made a while back. It's a little tight for all of the stuff that I have in here, but I'm going to make it work. And I am just going to take time to just put these back in the bags and zip them up. Okay, so I worked on that. And I worked on Blackbird Designs, their weekend sale this past weekend. The first weekend of every month, there's a stitch along. That's what Sal is for, hosted by Brenda and the Serial Starter over here on YouTube. It's Brenda the Sampler Stitcher. I think it might just be Brenda Sampler Stitcher on Instagram, and then Maud and Mozart is the Serial Starter, Laura. So they're hosting a monthly, every month, the first weekend of the month, a Blackbird Design sale where you just stitch on whatever Blackbird design you want. And so I'm doing the stockings, and I'm started with the first one. So, and that lives in a love my stitching, no, so much to love project bag. And this is what I got done. So this is on a piece of, it's on a piece of 32 count that I hand dyed. And so it shrunk down to about probably like a 35 count. I'm using 2 Classic Colorworks colors and then 1 DMC. And so I've been working down here in this area this weekend. So I think maybe next month, maybe not next month. It might take me 2 months to do that. 2 months of 3 days of stitching basically. So this will go away for the rest of this month and then come out at the beginning of August. Okay, so then I stitched some on Elizabeth Weston. This is my daily focus piece. And this is Hands Across the Sea. There's Sampler, which is gorgeous. And this is a big old girl. I have more fabric here than what I need, but I'm not cutting it down until I'm, have it all the way down to the bottom on the border so that I know I have enough fabric. I'm just going to hold it without the board because it's a little unwieldy without it being clipped. So this is what I got done. Let me come on this side. So I've been working over here in this area right here. I got this flower motif finished. I got this leaf done. All these little flowers right here. And then tomorrow when I stitched on it, because I stitched on it this morning, I will be stitching back down here on the over one words. So this is on a 36 count linen that Strawberry Lane on Etsy hand dyed for me. Gorgeous piece of linen. And I'm using the call for DMC flosses using 1 strand over 2 threads. So I was working on this yesterday. Yesterday my husband was off for the holiday. And so I was working on that and got done with it and, went to show it to him. And I said, I think for my 60th birthday, I want this framed. And it was like, 60th birthday. Dang it. How is that possible? Like, I'll be 56 in November. So more than likely to be pretty close to being 60 by the time I get done with this. But I don't know. I guess it's, the combination of like my grandson getting older, before my very eyes, like overnight, it feels like, the fact that, both me and my husband are now parentless. So it's like this, I don't know. I was talking to this lady the other day. Well, I was talking to Miss Betty at Calico Rose, and we were talking about, how it makes you feel when you don't have your parents anymore. It's like you lose that connection to your past. And then, I feel like I'm disconnected from my past and my future is just like hurtling toward me, So when I said, I want this for my 60th birthday, it was like, oh my goodness, how? I don't know. Anyway, that was a tangent I went off on, a rabbit trail. Okay, and so in this bag lives my sows that I'm working on. I have too many, but I just keep adding to it. So, so this is, and I don't have a picture of this, I'm sorry, but this is Fat Quarter Shop's fundraiser for Make-A-Wish. And I think I'm behind on it, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm working on this row down here, which is the final row. This is a piece of 14 count navy Ada, and I'm using the called for DMC flosses, 2 strands. And so my plan is to work on this piece every Sunday this month. And, I'll have a finish by the end of this month. And then I'm working on Little Women. And I do apologize. I just forgot to grab my tablet. Like I came in from Linus and it was like, I wasn't planning on filming today, but then I figured, okay, it's early, so I can, but I just sort of flew into it and didn't plan out too well. But anyway, this is Stitching Book Club's latest stitch along. It's Little Women. We're reading the book and then stitching this pattern that Kristen Kristen Stanley, I think is her name. She's hosting this. She designs the patterns and then hosts the stitch along. Hosts the stitch along, and I'm behind. I'm still on release 1. I've got to finish the bottom of Women, and then do the little the motif right here. They have another one on the other side, and then on the other side there's also a needle and thread to stitch. So that is on a 28 count ivory even weave with the called for DMC flosses, 2 strands over 2 threads. And these are the flosses. So another sow that I'm working on. Well, I thought I pulled my sheets out of this book. I don't know where I put them. I swear, my mama used to say, you'd lose your head if it wasn't connected to your shoulders, and she was right. I just had the stack of papers to show y'all a minute ago, and now they're like gone. Anyway, so in my papers I had the picture of this printed out. So this is Jessie Watson, which is a pattern by Hands Across the Sea that I'm joining in with Barbara, who is Raspberry Stitcher, here on FlossTube and Instagram, and she's doing an autism awareness SAL. So it's the Jessie Watson Autism SAL, and I did get finished with last month's release or assignment, and so I think tonight I will start stitching on the next assignment. And this is a 32 count white chocolate linen, I do believe. And I'm using the call for DMC's 2 strands over 2 threads. Don't know what I did with those sheets. Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay, so that's all I stitched on in that bag. I don't know. Goofy, I swear. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Okay, that wasn't all. So I'm also doing a stitch along with Rachel Q Stitches here on YouTube and Instagram. And she's hosting Erica Michaels. It's a sampler book is what it was originally released as, but she's doing the hashtag EMABCSal, and so I'm joining in with her. So basically each month, well, on each pattern, you have a letter of the alphabet and then a specialty stitch that starts with that letter. Now I think when it gets toward the end of the alphabet, there's like she combines some of the letters. But this is A is for acorn. It will have an acorn motif right here. And A is for Algerian eyelet. So this little part on the pattern, I've seen, I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is supposed to be. But I've seen, is it supposed to be a lowercase a? Maybe, I don't know. I've seen some people leave that off. So, I mean, I stitched it and I would have to frog and, you know, I don't want to do that. So I'm leaving it on. I did work last night on the Algerian eyelet stitches. So from what I read, and correct me, you guys that know more about specialty stitches than I do, there's an Algerian eye stitch and an Algerian eyelet stitch. So they're both made the exact same way, but the eyelet, you pull it a little bit tighter so that it makes a little hole in the center of the stitches. And so I don't know if you'd be able to see it even on here at all, even if you could see it. Even if it was like glaringly obvious, which to me it's not. Like I can see it if I take off my glasses or, you know, look at it real close. I can see the holes. So I don't know if I need to pull tighter or, you know, I mean, they're fine like they are, but... And I think she gave an option of doing it either way. But from what I read, you know, technically the eyelet stitch has the holes more accentuated. So like the holes right in the center of each one of these. You just pull it tight and it makes the hole a little bit bigger. Okay, so that's all in that bag. And... I want to say that might be it. Oh no, I forgot one in my Christmas bag. So one of the things that I'm stitching for Jolly July and Magazine Monthly Challenge as well, I'm combining those two because the themes went together. So I'm stitching the Nativity Silhouette, which is from Just Cross Stitch December 2020. And this bag is really too small for all these projects. So I'm using DMC flosses. These are not all of them. These are just the ones that I've chosen so far. I'll kind of choose them as I go down the pattern. But I did get a little bit more put in right here in the middle. So I'm using a 14 count chalkboard black Ada and using 2 strands of floss. And when I get down to the stable and the manger scene, I'm not going to stitch it. I think it's stitched on the model, like they stitched the black stitches. I'm just going to leave it blank on this, so less stitching to do, right? So that's all I've got now. I've covered everything that I've stitched on since the last time I videoed. So I did pull out some stuff the other day, sort of looking at maybe finishing some stuff. And I wanted to ask you guys opinion. So I have this Feels Like Home piece that Fat Quarter Shop did a few years ago for Mania. And I have this little plaque wall art that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And so I thought about, you know, I could possibly get the piece, like if I did the piece exactly, you know, edge to edge with no margin. I could probably fit it in the middle and then just use the gingham check with the pink as the background. I don't know if I want to do that. I feel like the white and the cream just don't jive well. So let me know what you think about that. And then I also pulled some fabrics that I can back it with. And let me know what you think about these. I think I'm leaning toward this little polka dot. Like if I don't use the backing of the picture, I would just mount this fabric on a board and put it the full size of the opening, and then you know, finish the stitching and mount it on top. Also, I have some like ballerina is the name of it, some chalk paint. Do you think I should chalk paint the frame or leave it brown? So let me know what you think below. I'm not planning on finishing anytime soon, so I just was sort of pulling that and looking at it. That's all I've got for today. So I will hopefully film again on Thursday. I do have my stitching meeting Thursday, as well as a massage appointment in the morning. I'm hoping to film before I leave for that. If not, then I will just film on Saturday, and it will just be a 2-part vlog for the week. So that's it. I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Today is Saturday, July the 10th, and I'm here to close out my week for the week of stitching. That didn't make any sense. My husband is home, and he's doing yard work and all kind of other stuff around the house, and so if you hear noise or whatever, just bear with me. So, got lots of stuff to share, got a lot of projects all around me. Got a little bit of haul, a couple of shout outs, but I did want to start with expressing my sadness and condolences to the family of Barb Adams. I'm sure all of you know already, but one half of the Blackbird Designs team passed away on July the 4th. And I think it was sort of fast that it happened. So, you know, it was a shock to all of us, of course, because I don't think anyone knew that anything was going on. But so anyway, my condolences to her family and her loved ones. And I don't know what a legacy she's left, you know. So I have a shout out. If you don't follow Raspberry Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram, you're really missing out. Her name is Barbara, and she has the most beautiful projects. I probably should stop following her because, yeah, she loves purple too, and so I joked with her on Instagram. She's won my Enabler of the Week award again, and then, yeah, again today. So she posted the other day that she was starting to stitch on this pattern. And this is, sorry, I'm trying to get the glare off of it. This is Midsummer Garden. It's by Vintage Tulip Designs. Of course, I will link it below. But look at those flowers. So she's using the fabric and thread pack that XJU Design did for this pattern. And there's those threads, and then look, Barbara made this bag, and then there's the gorgeous threads. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to. So I looked at XJU Designs Etsy shop and didn't see anything listed. And so I just reached out, direct messaged her on there and asked her if it was still available. And she said that yes, it was. I just needed to let her know what count fabric that I wanted. And I thought it was very reasonably priced for the fabric and the threads. So I got that. And then she's been posting the last couple of days that she finished this project. This by Jeanette Douglas. And it is, this is Blooming Bouquets, Cheerful. I don't know which number that is, but let's see. So she finished that, and I think it's beautiful. I mean, she's posted several times on it, and just, it's not really my colors, but I still love it. I think the colors are lovely, and just gorgeous. So she posted, I think late yesterday, but I just saw it this morning, that she's kitting up to start number 6 in that series. So I found a company in the UK that had a very reasonable price, and so I picked that up this morning. Barbara, stop. I need to stop, I know, but I really don't feel bad. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, Barbara Raspberry Stitcher. Follow her. She's the one that hosts the Jessie Watson Autism Cell. And so she's a really good one to follow. She does a lot of Jeanette Douglas pieces, and so she has some just beautiful projects. So I was watching Daylene over at So Grateful the other day, and she shared about this product that she got. I don't know where she got it. I got it off of Amazon. She's been using this on her hands. She's been gardening and, roughing up her hands a little bit. I don't garden. I mean, I love gardens, and I used to love to garden, but I'm real sensitive to heat, and so I get really overheated if I do anything strenuous outside. Anyway, so I don't garden, but I do have, spots on my fingers that will catch on my thread when I'm stitching. And so that was what she mentioned in her review of this product. And so I went and got it, and I've used it twice, and I like it. It really works. I probably will try it on my face as well. But so you put this part on and massage it into your hands for up to a minute, and then you put this part on top of it, and it kind of turns hot and dissolves this part, and you massage that in for up to a minute, and then you rinse it off. And so it really did help my spots that I had on the side of my fingers that were kind of rough, where my thread would catch and pull out the needle. It's so annoying. So that's something that you can check out if you'd like to. I'm really on a Pioneer Woman kick lately, and so I did get a new tumbler, and this is an insulated tumbler. I have those glasses that I bought, the little mason jar glasses that I bought a while back, and I love them. But I do like to use an insulated cup, and the tall ones that I have, they don't fit in my bedroom where I put my water to drink at night. And so whatever excuse to go and get something so pretty. Look at that. I just love her. I'm not really into Rae Dunn, but Pioneer Woman just Okay, I did get a few little one piece of haul in. This is month 11 for the Coriander Christmas block of the month, so we've got one more month to go. I haven't started doing anything with month 10 either, but I do have plans to start starching that this week and cutting it out. And that's through Fat Quarter Shop. And then I went to Project Linus on Tuesday, and our leader in the little local group, she gave me this fabric. She said she knew that I would love it. Isn't that just so cute? So cute. So I might have to make a project bag out of that. So that's the only haul that I got. So I've been plugging along on my stitching. So here's my calendar, and you can see what I've done and what I hadn't. So I've been doing pretty good, except for yesterday. So when it got to yesterday, I didn't do either my Jolly July piece or my weekly rotation for Flora, Fauna, and Filigree Friday. I had a horrible headache yesterday, and so I stitched some in the evening, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these headaches. I used to get, I have a headache every day, pretty much, low grade. But every now and then, and it used to be like once a month, I would get these, really horrible headaches where I'd have to take, some strong sort of pain medicine. I take the generic Fiorset, which has acetaminophen, butalbital, and caffeine in it. So, about once a month I was having to take that. Once a month or less, just for, a headache that just would not respond to over-the-counter. And I can usually kind of tell when one won't. But lately I've been having those like once a week. So that really gets old. I have stuff that I want to do, and it stops me from doing the things that I want and need to do. So it's really kind of annoying. But anyway, that's why I didn't get to those two pieces yesterday. So this is, and I think I've shown charts, but I'm going to show charts again because I can't remember. But I'm working on the little hummingbird for my cross-stitch camp piece. And this is what I got done on him. So, isn't he just going to be so cute? And this is a 16 count Fiddler's Ada that I hand dyed. And I'm using my own floss conversion. Need to go this way. So that's that. And then I'm going to go through my stitch alongs that I'm participating in. So let's see. I'm doing the Little Women Stitching Book Club. Now this is release 2. So I did, last night I did finish release 1 finally, and I did start on release 2. So you can see on the chart that I sort of divided it up and numbered the sections. And that just helps me when I'm planning so that I know sort of how much I need to get done if I have a deadline. And on this, I do have a deadline. I think the way I divided it up and put it on my planner, I'll finish like 1 or 2 days past the deadline. But it's because I didn't start it, when it started. So, and this is on a 28 count even weave that came in the kit that she made up. And so last night I put this little thing in. I did the needle and thread and the divider. And then I started working on the cute little tree. Isn't that adorable? I love that. I love her designs, how she makes it look like it's variegated, but it's not. It's just DMCs. And the way she designs them just have that, you know, that variegated look in certain parts of it. And these are the threads. And then I did work on Jessie Watson. And that is Hands Across the Sea. And this is, I'm following Raspberry Stitcher with her Jessie Watson Autism Sal. And so I don't remember if I showed it since I finished the last month's assignment, but that was through this little divider right here. And then, so I've started on the next month, the July section that we're supposed to complete. And I'm doing this on a 32 count white chocolate in the call for DMC flosses, 2 strands over 2 threads. This is my floss card with those beautiful colors. This red, every time that red comes up in the pattern, I get so excited because it's just gorgeous. And then I don't have a picture of this one because there's only the pattern online, but it is a free pattern by Erica Michaels. It's not available on her site. It's available at Rainbow Gallery. But Rachel Q is hosting the EMABC SAL. And so this is what I'm working on for month pattern 1, the A. And I don't remember where it was last time I showed you. I'm horrible. It's been, it's been a while since I filmed, I guess, since Tuesday. I'm going to try to do this coming week. I'm going to try to do daily ones, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'm just making more progress. And I divided this one up into sections so that I could, try to get it finished. I think she's doing on the 1st and the 15th. She's going to change patterns. So, yeah, I wanted to get it done. I did miscount up in here, but I didn't frog it. I just left it. It's supposed to be a little bit further apart right here, but it's fine. And I picked my own flosses for that overdyes. And that's on a 28 count even weave. And then my big girl, this is my daily, that was all my sals that I've worked on. And this is my daily focus piece, Elizabeth Weston. And plugging away on those letters, on those over ones. It is getting a little bit easier for me to count on, them. But, when I do them, I have to look at the chart and count over one, put my, when I'm counting from here to here, especially, go over one whole square and put my needle in and hash it on my pattern, and then go over one square, put my needle in, hash it on the pattern. Because it's so hard to count on this small, it's 36, but and then when you start getting into the over one, that's where I really get confused on counting. I just want to pull this pattern out and look at something. Okay. So, when you're doing these things, you kind of think, I guess you kind of forget. This girl was 11 years old when she stitched this, so the spacing's not perfect on the letters, and so when I looked at it just now, it kind of, took me back about how much space is between this, and so I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed anything, but I didn't. So it's coming along, and I'm keeping up on, my goals for each day, so. Okay, and then my weekly theme pieces. Some stitching on, started on the newest calendar piece, which is the August. So I kitted that up and stitched on it just one day, just Tuesday. And, you know, about 15-20 minutes. And these are the threads that I picked. And I've just been reusing this same card for all the calendar pieces, and so I'm having to, you know, white out and rewrite. So that was Timely Tuesday. And then for Wordy Wednesday, I got just a very small amount done on this one. It almost seems silly to show you guys, but I'm going to show you anyway. So this is Shane and Christine Craft Room. And so I started working on the C, and that's all I got done. So this is on a 16 count Ada, I believe. Let me check. No, it's a 14 count chalkboard, not chalkboard, a 14 count black. And I'm using the DMCs, but I did change the color of the sewing machine. Got to reflect my love of purple. And then for Thankful Thursday, which is my fall stitching, I worked on my fall into autumn band sampler. And that is from, let's see, it's from CrossStitcher Magazine, September 2020 issue. And I'm stitching it on an 18 count Fiddler's light oatmeal. And I'm using, I think it's mostly the call for DMCs, maybe some that I substituted if I didn't have them. But, so when I showed it to you last, I think I had just a little squirrel done. So I got all of this row of lettering and then the other squirrel done. And I did that along with some other things that I worked on at our stitching meeting this past Thursday. So we did have a really good meeting, and my friend Melissa, she does know how to smock, and she had seen my video and where I talked about that cute little dress. And so she's like, you know, if you want to learn, I'll teach you. I don't know. I did do one square on the baby quilt. That's for that baby that I'm thinking about doing the dress for. So I still have 5 blocks left to do. Hopefully I'll get a couple of them done today. I usually just do one of them a day. But maybe, you know, today I'll get more than that done. Don't have any errands or anything to run. So now my Jolly July / magazine monthly challenge pieces. So I'm working on Nativity silhouette. And I did make some progress on that. So I'm stitching on this 2 days a week. I'm stitching on it on Wednesdays and Sundays. 14 count chalkboard black Ada with DMC flosses, 2 strands. So I did get more of this little section right here where the star is going to be. I got more of that filled in. And then I started a couple of pieces that I absolutely love. So the Evergreen star. I started stitching on this. When did I stitch on this? Well, I don't know what I did on my calendar. I started stitching on it. I don't remember if I showed it on my last vlog entry on here or not, but whatever day I started stitching on it, I started stitching and I didn't really want to stop. I did make a mistake and had to go in and frog a little bit, and then pick back up and just, I don't know, there's something really satisfying about getting those, each little, you know, each little section done. So that's the Evergreen Star Ornaments. Okay, so I stitched on that Tuesday, and I may have shown that on Tuesday, I don't know, because I want to say I stitched on it before I went to Guild, I don't remember. So I'm stitching this on 32 count 32 count wood shout in white chocolate, and it's from Just Cross Stitch, February 2019, and I will stitch on that every Tuesday. And then on every Thursday I will stitch on the little red bird ornament, and let's see, Redbird is from CrossStitch, Just CrossStitch Ornaments 2017. And I'm doing this on a 28 count Carolina linen in the color sand. So it's funny, this fabric is something that I bought when I very first came back to stitching. And I was planning on doing my year celebrations on it. And I stitched on it a little bit and I couldn't stand it. And so I left, you know, I don't know, I left a really, I don't remember if I left a review on Fat Quarter Shop, I think. I don't think I emailed them. I left a review saying, you know, that I hated the cloth. I thought it was horrible. And so they reached out to me, you know, and they actually offered me a refund, but then now I'm using it. Maybe I need to offer to go ahead and pay them for it. It's just, you know, it's funny to me because as you get experience with something, you know, you get better and you feel more comfortable. And, you know, I didn't have any problem stitching on it. When I stitched on it before, it was like, I don't know, it looked like almost like gauze to me. And the stitches looked horrible, so just don't give up. You know, if you try something you don't like it the first time, you may go back and like it the second time you try it. So I'm using my own colors, fancy flosses, to do this. And I love that little bird. So I got all of that done on Thursday at our meeting. So the meeting, you know, really, I don't know, it gives you a good time to, you know, just sit and stitch and visit with your friends and share things and, you know, just cut up, and it was a really good time. So that's all I've got for you guys this week. I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. I'm going to try to do them daily next week. I really like the way that flowed a little bit better. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, that's it. I love you guys, and I appreciate you being here with me, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.